Hey guys, Rick at Healing Field Farm. We get a lot of comments about people that want to homestead but say that they can't. Maybe they live in an apartment, or maybe they don't have the land that they want, or it's not the right time in their life. And they just get stuck in this mindset that they can't. And I'm not going to mince words here, but that is 100% a cop-out and an excuse. It doesn't matter if you have 3 acres, 10 acres. It doesn't matter if you live in an apartment, little house with a tiny backyard. You can start homesteading to some degree. Maybe you live in an apartment. Get some grow lights, get some containers, start growing some vegetables in your little apartment. You can grow herbs, you can grow tomatoes, cucumbers pretty easily in a small setting. Maybe you have a little house. You can put in maybe a 12 by 12 garden in your backyard. Maybe you can get a couple chickens and then you got eggs. Maybe you can eat the chickens and have an egg source or meat source. Maybe you have, 3 acres, 10 acres, 50 acres. Build the structures you need, get the animals, put in a big garden. But I think a lot of people just get in the mindset that they can't do it because they're not where they envision themselves being. And that's the wrong mindset to have. Because if you have the skills, and even if you don't have the skills, you can get the skills, learn the skills, you can research and teach yourself the skills. And you can start homesteading to some degree. Maybe you're in an apartment or a small house. What a perfect time to start mastering some skills, like maybe canning or vegetable gardening. And then when you do move on to a bigger piece of land, maybe find your dream property, then you already have those skills that you can use every day. When we started homesteading, we didn't have a lot of canning skills, and Sarah's pretty much a master at it at this point. But we remembered our grandparents doing it. We hadn't necessarily done it ourselves, and now we have those skills. Some form or another, every single person in this country or in any country can homestead. It's as simple as starting a plant in a pot. It's that simple. And in reality, every person in this country and around the world should do as much as they can as far as homesteading, because we've all learned this year how hard things could actually get. Now, prices on food have skyrocketed. The labor force across the world has plummeted. Our food chain is broken, all because of a virus. And hopefully things get better. Even if they do, things will never be the same as they were before. But in the big picture of things, 4 companies own about 80% of the beef in the world. 4 companies own about 60% of the poultry, and 3 companies own about 60% of the pork in the world. That doesn't leave a lot on the table when things go bad. If you're not growing some of your own food, then you're really at the need of those companies. And when you're in that position, it seems like you can't get out. When your grocery bill just went from $100 to $250 a month because that's your only source of food, That's a huge problem. Now you're tying up more money that most people probably didn't have, which could have been averted if they were growing some of their own food. Now, this whole country was founded by homesteaders. That's how it came to be. Everybody grew their own food. They grew their own vegetables. They raised their own beef and pork and poultry. They did their own butchering and tanning, and they made their own clothes. And I'm not saying that we'll ever be 100% fully self-sufficient, because in this day and age, I find that highly unlikely. Unless you're living out in the woods somewhere, off-grid, and you're doing every single thing by yourself and saving seeds, and you have good livestock that you can breed, and but every little step counts. So to all those people that say, I can't homestead right now, it's not the right time, or I don't have the land, it's 100% a cop-out. It really is. It's the wrong mindset. You can 100% homestead every single day right where you are. So get some plant lights, get some pots, start growing some cucumbers and tomatoes and herbs and any other vegetable that maybe you'd like to grow. And you can do that, If you want a homestead, stop looking for excuses not to, and start looking for ways around those excuses. Maybe it's a money issue or a credit issue, and you can't get the piece of land that you want. There are other ways around those obstacles. So we didn't go through a bank when we bought our property. We did a rent-to-own type deal with a shorter term on the loan, a little bit higher interest, but we can pay it off at any time. So, you don't need to go get $100,000 piece of property. Maybe you can find something for 15. It'll take work. You may have to clear some trees. You may have to repurpose some things on the land, or bring in a backhoe and change the landscape a little bit. It can be done. 100%. People have been doing it for hundreds of years, and they've been successful at it. It doesn't matter how small you start. It doesn't matter how big you start. Just start. Grow some plants. Get a chicken. Even if you went to the grocery store and you bought vegetables to can so that you have some extra food just in case, because that's part of what homesteading is, being prepared, being self-reliant. Teach yourself the skills that you need. Teach yourself how to can. Teach yourself how to butcher. Go to your local butcher shop when it's season. Ask them to teach you, because most butchers would. They want you to have the same skills. They want you to be self-sufficient. It's not necessarily taking business away from them. People want to help. People want to teach. People want to learn. So when you say that you can't homestead right now, you're lying to yourself. You're giving yourself a crutch to why you're not doing what you want to be doing. And you can't do that. You just got to take that first step, and then take another step after that, and then another step after that. And before you know it, you're going to realize that you're living your dreams. And every day of your life after that will be happier. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good day.